Shalom, Kol Laimla, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kwakadash. All praises be to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of His Son and our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. Much respect and honor to the brothers that are doing the work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so, pushing this gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad, and double honor and respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Coming back at you with another lesson entitled, There is Neither Jew nor Greek. This is a map that I pulled up of Samaria, and Samaria became absorbed into the Roman Empire. So really it can be confusing when we're looking at names of territories, because depending on the empire, these names would change. But prophetically, the lands are named after people. That's the natural or more ancient way of doing business. But we know the Edomites have their own way of doing things. They call lands after their own names. So they are contrary to the scriptures. So here's a big map or a more broad overview of the Roman Empire around 30 AD. So you can see Israel was swallowed up by the Roman Empire, which is the dragon or the great red beast. So many Israelites in this area would be called after that land. So there is a remnant of Israel in Assyria today, or modern day Assyria. So there are bloodline remnants of Israelites there. This is not complicated at all. Let's prove that. Let's go to Isaiah 11, verse 16. Not going to make this long. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of the people which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt. So the Lord is coming back a second time to gather the dispersed. Now, a part of that dispersed include northern kingdom. When the Assyrians let me back up. When the Assyrians sent out northern kingdom around 722 BC, they kept some slaves for themselves from the northern kingdom: Ephraim, Gad, Simeon, so forth and so on. Manasseh, they kept a remnant behind. See, this is not hard at all. Let's keep going. Let's go down to let's go to 11. The restored remnant. Isaiah. Now, most of that area were heathen of initially the Assyrian Empire. And then through the years, the Romans would conquer that area. You also had fragments of Canaanites in that area. Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria. See, Assyria. Let's go back to the map. Look at Israel, Judea in the south, comprised primarily of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And in the north, they called it Syria, but we know that land was called also ancient Sumeria, which was initially conquered by the Assyrians. Prior to that, yeah, that's right, initially the Assyrians, followed by the Babylonians. Okay, so you got Israelites in that area today. You have Assyria in the northeast and parts of the ancient Assyrian Empire that bled over into the landmass of Israel. The northern part of Israel fell to the ancient Assyrians. Let's go back to Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. Now, in the military, some of the northern kingdom would have been absorbed into the Roman Empire. And in the military, let's look at the map. You may have been born in Portugal, which is the far west piece, ancient Iberia Peninsula, and then leading up into modern day Spain and the area of France. Today, Israelites are scattered there as well. You may have been born in these regions, but your deployment or assignment might be to the Far East. The military gets shifted. Soldiers, they get deployed, like no different from today. Many military soldiers, particularly speaking of Jake, have impregnated women in Vietnam, Korea, China, Philippines. So you have Israelites that are scattered into areas where they were not born. The military helps to further scatter the bloodline seed of Jacob, northern and southern kingdom. It's not hard at all. The same thing happens today. We got Israelites in Japan. The soldiers help to spread that dispersal of seed. So this is the footprint of the Roman Empire. Many of these soldiers in the west would be deployed east. Many east would be deployed west and vice versa. It happens today. No different from today. Not hard at all. So you got remnants of northern kingdom in this ancient Sumerian land, or the footprint of ancient Assyrian Empire, which was conquered by the Babylonians, followed by the Persians, followed by the Greeks, followed by the Romans. So the dispersed would just carry forth into those lands where they were dispersed or scattered, and further scattered by Israelite soldiers. Not hard at all. See, so there is still a remnant of Israelites in these lands today. Now, let's go to Acts chapter 10. Peter at Caesarea, a city in northern Israel that was also a part of ancient Assyrian Empire, which would eventually be conquered by the Greeks, followed by the Romans. Acts 10 and 24. And the morrow, after they entered into Caesarea. Let's go to the map. See, that land during our Messiah's time was called Samaria. So you had remnants of the Israelites in that area. and that were a part of the Roman Empire. There's the big picture map right here. Then we zoom in. But Judea was still left intact. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Acts 10 and 25. And as Peter was coming in, Cornelius met him and fell down at his feet and worshiped him. But Peter took him up, saying, "Stand up. I myself also am a man." And as he talked with him, he went in and found many that were come together. And he said unto them, "Ye know that it is unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation." See? So Judah, Benjamin, and Levi was still intact. Those that fell in Samaria, they were not even considered to be Israelites. And every Jew is an Israelite, but every Israelite is not a Jew. Let me say that again. Every Jew is an Israelite, but not every Israelite is a Jew. So in the southern kingdom, many of them, they were cut off too because it was unlawful for them to be called Jews. So the Edomites just cultivated multiple layers of confusion. Why? Well, first of all, it was unlawful to be called a Jew. Secondly, they would name the people after those lands. Like you had a remnant of Israelites in Samaria, but they were called what? Sumerians. See? It's not hard at all. Today, many Jakes in America are called Americans. And you have Israelites from the soldiers that deployed there in Vietnam, Japan, China, Korea, calling themselves what? Koreans, Japanese, Vietnamese. It's not hard at all. It's not hard at all. But we got Israelites scattered throughout the geographical terrain around the world. Let's read this again. Acts 10 and 28. And this is Peter speaking. And he said unto them, "Ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High have showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean." We're all gathered under one banner through the sacrifice of Yahushua. So the southern kingdom, you had Greeks, you had Jews that spoke Greek, were called Hellen, that pretty much abandoned their heritage. And you had Jews that spoke Greek, but they kept the customs of the Israelites to the best of their abilities. They were called Hellenistes, or they were Hellenized. And they were pockets of the residue of the Israelites left over from the reign of the Greeks, which is about a 400-year history. So you had Israelites that spoke Greek. They were called Greeks. And you had those Israelites that spoke Greek, but kept the customs of the Israelites. They were Hellenists. But don't forget about the Israelites that were left over in the northern side. Not every single living soul of Israel were pushed out. Only a small residue were left over. We read that in Isaiah 11 and 11 and Isaiah 11 and 16. And in the military, you get deployed to lands where you were not born. See? The elect is going to understand this. Bug outs are going to stay bug outs. But the hopeful elect, the light bulb is going to come on to the hopeful elect. Look at the vast amount of territories: North Africa, Western Europe, Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East. So this Roman Empire during Yahweh's time was vast. Now, most of this northern area were heathen. Let's read that again. We'll close out. Acts 10 and 28. And he said unto them, Ye know that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High have showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. So this starts with the southern kingdom. The Jews were very pompous, proud, and they were very ethnocentric. If you were not southern kingdom, you were nothing. You see, they looked at northern kingdom as nothing. But this confusion starts in the southern kingdom because of the dispersal starting with ancient Assyria, followed by Babylon, and most notably the 400-year subjugation under the Greeks, followed by the Romans. It's not hard at all. Anyway, one wise man said, if a nigga can't get it, we moving on. I not want to make this long. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. Salvation is to Israel and Judah, starting with the elect. Let's get one more. Isaiah, my voice is drying. Isaiah 11. Right here. See? Verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign or ensign for the nations. See, remember Peter said it's not a good thing to come of a Jew to come into another nation. Who is it talking about? It's going to tell you. The Bible answers itself. Let's go back to Acts 10 and 28, excuse me. Acts 10 and 28. And he said unto them, Ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company or come unto one of another nation. But the Most High have showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean. Through thy precepts I get understanding. What other nation? Well, let's just read it. Isaiah 11, verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So salvation starts first with the elect of Israel, which the awakening starts with Judah. And the order is Ephraim of the northern kingdom of Israel. That's the order. Judah first, followed by Ephraim, the chief of Israel. This is not, it's pretty straightforward through the Spirit. The Most High does everything in order. Judah of the southern kingdom wakes up first. And when Israel gets waken up, that starts with Ephraim. You see, that's the order. The Most High does not deviate from order. I hope that's clear. So you can't wake up Gad without
Ephraim being waken up first. Israel does not wake up first, neither does Benjamin and Levi without Judah waking up first. And Israel as a whole does not wake up without the Judites waking up first. Okay? And that salvation starts with Yahushua, which is a Judite, followed by the men of the tabernacle of David. Hopefully this lesson has been edifying. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kwakadash, Barakathum. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala. And the Bow we got next, Lord willing. Shalom.